Game started.
All right, another game. And e4, let's see. I have played a French, a Sicilian, a center game. How about just a regular old e4, e5? This is my second game I'm going to post today from Israel. I'm playing DDR56. He's playing the Bishop's opening. I don't know this line. So I'm going to improvise. This can transpose into kind of a... well, it's not happening. Okay, so he stops my knight from going to g4 here and attacking the pawn. Let's stop him. I want to play d6, but I want to stop the pin here. Because after d6, the bishop can't retreat to block the pin, and it's kind of annoying. Okay, we're getting a very symmetric game here. Anyway, as I was saying, I'm going to do a second game today and then not post for a while because I'm going to be away from my computer for a few days. So I'll have a couple games up there to look at while I'm gone. Hope this is a good one. I'm not sure what this move is doing. I think possibly the idea is to trap my bishop, so let's give it a retreat square. And then normally in these positions I play my bishop out to e6 here to try and oppose his bishop. And this gives me doubled pawns, but it gives me open f-file, which is useful. Yeah, it's useful. And if he wants to get rid of my bishop, I guess that's okay. I just don't want my pawns damaged any further. And this is a good square for my knight. Okay, he's got a little soft spot here, but not. It's not easy to attack. His knight can come out to this square here, which is pretty good. And this pawn is loose. I would play d5 here, but that would leave this pawn hanging. So I'm going to lift my queen up, bring the other rook over to the e file, and then play d5. So now, where is that knight going from there? Oh, he's got two pieces on that pawn. That's annoying. Well, I could chase the knight away with the b5, and I think I will. And if he chooses to trade, I'll end up with the rook over here. Oh, he counterattacks my knight. Is there any way to punish this? See, I could grab the center pawn. Knight takes here. He could do the same thing. He could play knight takes here and attacking my queen. That's pretty annoying. How about if I move my knight to this square? That gets my knight out of take, and his knight is still hanging, and I'm threatening the pawn on c3. So I think he has to move the knight here. We'll see. He can come over here to the h-file, but I'll just grab that pawn then. Where else can he go? Back here, back here. Yeah, he went there. So, free pawn, I think. Okay, so he's attacking my loose pawn in the center here and my knight. But this pawn is defended by the queen. It's just pinned. Okay, and the knight has to be saved, I think. And I can't move the queen to defend it. Probably wouldn't have been a great idea anyway. So the only real... There is a check here. That's kind of interesting. Let me try this.
Check.
Get my knight over to the other side of the board. Sometimes useful if I can leave his pieces stranded on the queen side and get a king side attack going. Why not? Okay, I'm going to unpin my center pawn. And let's see if he can come in here with his knight or anything. My knight has a flight square here and here. I haven't decided which of those is better. Now I'm going to have to decide. I think I want to go to the center. Now he can trade it off, and I'll get a pawn there. Is that good? If I come to this square, you can chase it again. Let's trade that knight off. It leaves him with one fewer defenders on the king side. And I can play something like c4 to c5 maybe. Try and hold on to things. Or, let's see. If he takes here, that's just sort of undoubling my pawns. I can take back with the queen. And yeah, his knight moves that attack the queen aren't doing much, so let's see. So to do that, I would have to move the knight. So let's go here. He maybe is getting some pressure against my e-pawn here. His f-pawn is hanging too. Okay, this rook can come here and attack my queen. Be a little bit annoying, but I have just a simple retreat to d2, the d7. That looks good. So let's grab another pawn. So I guess it's rook here, queen d7, rook here is a problem. Yeah. So do I have something clever? I could move the queen out of the way and threaten mate. That's always good. And mate threat is always interesting. Can he stop it? This might be a short game. Oh no, he can stop it. Okay. I can continue to pile up on that square with the knight. He can take here. Yeah, that actually defends e6 here as well as attacking. Let's see, there's this clever idea of knight h6, knight h3 rather. Okay, let's look at my different options. So knight h3 threatens the rook, and if he takes it, it's mate, of course, but he doesn't have to take it. But otherwise, he's losing the rook for the knight, I guess. And then this pawn might go. Let's see, is the queen counterattacking anywhere? Now the knight to this square no longer works because the queen takes it. Knight to this square directly. He can't take it, but it doesn't immediately threaten anything. He can just leave it there. If I go knight to this square, that at least threatens the rook. And he can't really afford to move the rook away because he has to keep this pawn defended here. And notice his pieces over here on the queen side are sort of out of the game, so it's just kind of an overwhelming concentration of force. It's one of those positions where you have to just look at it till you find the right moves, because you know there must be something there. Not that I've found the right move necessarily, but that's got to be your attitude. And after an exchange here, H file opens up. Yeah, he can grab a pawn, he can check, I can take it. I think this is all okay. So rook takes knight, queen takes rook. Let's see, do I have anything clever? I guess the problem is, I kind of just want to move the rook out of the way and play the knight there and checkmate him. Does that work? Like, for example, if I played rook to d2, hitting his queen. Queen moves anywhere, then it's knight to f2 check, and the queen, he would at least have to sack the queen to avoid mate. Is there anything more clever? I can't take here. Okay, can he do something awful to me after rook to here? There's a check here. There's a pawn take, still doesn't work. I think this is good. Yeah, so you can play queen takes rook. That's right. And knight here, check. And the king has no moves, and that forces a trade of queen for rook. Queen for rook and knight.
Check.
I probably had something better. I do have a mate thread along this row here. Along the H file. So he gets out of that. Let's see, so the check, is that good for anything? What are you good for? Let's see, is there a clever rook move here? I will keep the check in reserve, I guess. Oh yeah, I'll play my rook up and then over. Made him that way. But I have a feeling I sort of let him off the hook there. It's probably a better continuation. Might be an interesting post-mortem on this one. Okay, chase the queen away. Yeah, that's logical. And since the pawn is not there anymore,
check.
Okay, what's my winning plan? I just want to push my pawns, maybe. Attack his pawns. Let's see, if he comes to harass my queen again, I can play my rook up and kind of go this way. Okay, so he's going after stuff. Let's see. Now I could force my king to the h7 square and then play his knight in somewhere. That would be good for him. If he could get the knight into the right position. Let's see. The knight would have to go to one of these dark squares here. So I need to keep control of those guys. Yeah, so now he can go to this square or that square. I'm covering them both. Let's get my queen away from those checks, though. Forks. There's this fork here when the queen and the king are on the same color square. The knight can fork them. If he drives the king up to h7, then at least these guys are not in a position where they can be forked. Okay, he went there. I think might just snag another pawn here. Let's see what he's got. He definitely has more counterplay than I should have allowed. You can sack the knight here and try and open up the h-file and get a rook onto it. I don't think that's working. Can chase my queen and grab a pawn, and I'll grab this pawn over here. When he grabs with the rook, that's neat how everything is defended there, huh? But actually, if he grabs with the rook, I can take the knight. He can escape a check. And move the other rook, and then I can move my rook. Yeah, the thing is, if he takes with the rook, is two rooks that are under attack, and the knight is defending both of them. So if I can sack my rook for his knight, and he can move one of the rooks with check, but at some point he has to take my rook back, and then I get his rook, unless he can figure out a way to move both rooks with check. And that, I don't see it. So I think he has to take with the knight if he wants to grab that pawn, and then I can grab this pawn. Start rolling my queenside pawns. It's much safer for me to push these pawns over here rather than the ones around my king, which are providing some shield for me. Yeah, so he just gave up on that idea. He could have grabbed a pawn. I think this is an important pawn for me to grab. And then I'll start pushing. Push, push, push. Okay, so now he's got a check here. This is a bit dangerous. It's dangerous because a knight on this square and a rook there is mate. But he can't go there right away. Let's see, where else can he go? He can harass the queen from this square. Oh, okay, he's defending that square. I guess that's his idea. Let's see, if I move my queen to here to set up some kind of check on the diagonal, what's he got? He's got a fork there. How about if I just play the pawn forward? How dangerous is this? He's going after that one. Got a check here. Here, rather. Force my king there. Oh. He's got a perpetual. That's too bad. That's too bad. He's going to get out with a draw. It's always dangerous. Yeah, so I have no move but to go here. And
check.
He's got a check there. And let's see if I can weasel out this way. He gets a discovered check. Knight can go to that square, that square, or that square where he came from. And then I king up, and then the rook. If he went to that square, the rook could come down here. I could escape over here. He's got this knight check again.
Check.
Ah, but he went to that square. So now if I go here, he's got a check there, checks with the rook, checks with that rook. I think I have an answer to everything. I think it was better for him to go to this square, but maybe there was a flaw with that too. But the problem is his...
Check.
Oh, missed that idea. It's protected by the knight there. Yeah, it might be perpetual anyway, huh? Well, after the next
Server
check,
announcement.
this rook is still hanging over here. He's got to do something about that. After the next check, I can go into the corner. And there's no more checks. A lucky escape. Yeah, these games are tough. Okay, so now he's going to mate me this way. So I check here. His king goes to the back rank. And I go there. He's got a check. I need to push this pawn at some point. So on the check, and check, and I can come out to this square. And then there's knight check here and there. So I need to get my queen away.
Check.
And then I need to make a space for my king to escape.
Checkmate.
Still doesn't work. Checkmate. All right. Good game. DDR 56. I should have had him. Okay, I'm going to save this, and I'll do a post-mortem, and see you guys later. Bye.